Hello. Hello,
Hello.
hello. Okay, so I have to start by saying your music was my go-to music back in the day, back in the day when you needed some, well, I tortured my youth group with it and all of that stuff, which, those are years gone by, years gone
Yes.
by. But
Yes, the late 90s.
right. So I have so many questions. First of all, I fangirled
Okay.
when my husband told me that he had gotten you for the podcast. I was like,
Well, so I'm the easiest one to find because I have the most unique name. And I
yes,
don't, for all my social media stuff, I just use my name. So it's
yeah,
super easy to find me, which
yeah.
might be something I need to change in the future because
I
people
think
keep
you're
finding me
fine.
and asking me to do stuff, but whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Um, so, uh, okay, I can remember the first time I was introduced to the W's.
Yeah.
It was mind blowing. There was really nothing out there like it in my world at that time. Now, there may have been in other circles that I just wasn't aware of. My little tiny world was blown apart by this music. So, how did you guys land on this ska? Uh, what do you
Okay,
call it?
so,
Swing type music.
well, people were calling it swunk and there's all kinds of terms. We just there was so we all met in college at Oregon State
Yeah, I
University,
read that.
and there was a lot of other like, well, a lot of, there was multiple bands in town, and a couple of them were, one of them was a ska band. um
Okay.
I think there maybe not might have been another ska band, I'm not sure, but anyway, so we were kind of like, we wanted to be ska also, and I had been in some of these other bands playing like different instruments and stuff, and
Yeah.
so when we started, we actually weren't ska or swing or anything. We just kind of, we played for this talent show at the place we
Okay.
lived in college with our, first drummer, and
Yeah.
Todd the bass player,
Yeah. The
Andrew
typical
the guitarist.
college,
Yeah, yeah,
college apartment
yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
like three songs. All of them were ones we kind of made up. But then, like, we decided, yeah, like, let's kind of be a ska band. But Andrew always says he couldn't really play ska guitar, so he just kind of swung everything. He would listen
Okay.
to like a lot of like rockabilly
Swing.
and
Yeah.
stuff, and
Rockabilly.
and
I
big band.
love me some
So
rockabilly.
he just kind of played like that, and the stuff he was writing was along those lines.
Mhm.
But there was also a band from Eugene, Oregon called the Cherry Poppin' Daddies, and they were
Okay.
very, like, they were doing a lot of swing stuff.
Okay.
And
So your area, like
yes,
location
yeah, yeah,
wise, in your area, there was a lot of swing, rockabilly type music.
yeah, yeah. There was
Okay.
other stuff, yeah.
Well, in the
So
South, there
yeah.
wasn't nothing but country. So, so when I
I'm
heard that,
sorry.
I
I'm
was like,
sorry.
"Gosh, this is amazing!"
Well,
It
cool.
just it fit who I felt like I was. I was just like, "Let me
Awesome.
torture
Yeah.
everyone with this. Everyone must hear it."
We were just trying to be happy and silly and make people, smile. So
Yes, and
yeah.
and you absolutely did it. Like you absolutely did it. You were up there with the B song from
Oh, Blind Melon.
yes, Blind Melon, which I actually got to interview him. That was another bucket
I
list.
saw that. Yeah, yeah, I saw
So
that.
yeah, but your music was up there with that for me. Like it was
Well,
that
thank you.
happy. Like I could, no matter what kind of day I was having, if I put that on, it instantly turned it around. Like no questions asked.
Well,
You know.
good.
So, and if the kids in the van were fighting, just click it. Drowns out all the noise. All the horns, all the everything.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so I know that the W's were kind of short lived. Um, but they were a very high impact music. So, what do you think played the biggest, other than just that style of music not being as popular? What do you think was the biggest factor in you guys kind of fading into obscurity?
Um, Kind of some infighting in the band, and
Okay.
when the band came together, our original drummer kind of brought us together, and he was kind of friends with everyone and joined us together. And then some of us became friends in the band, but we weren't all like best
Yeah.
friends. We were just kind of friends and people that knew each other. And I
Yeah.
think, I mean, over time we got to be better friends, but we also, we had our differences, and
Yeah.
like, we lost, we changed drummers so many times.
Yeah. I
Like, we
saw
had like four or five drummers by the end. Yeah.
that.
So it just was kind of a people wanted to do different things
Yeah.
musically too. So it just wasn't, we just it wasn't working anymore for the six of us to be a band
Yeah.
together.
So
So
where
yeah,
did you move on from the W's? Like, cause I've done research cause I'm big about doing all the research before I talk to the
yeah,
people.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want to ask the same, you know,
yeah.
third
No,
question
no,
that everybody asks. And I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly.
holy cow, there's like nothing. There's like very, very little about you guys. So
Yeah.
like, where did you move on from there? Did you just kind of sink into
Well, I
just
was married, and so I just kind of sunk into living
life?
like normal 9 to 5 work
Yeah.
job. I still played music with my friends. I started a punk band, and we kind of
So
just
what was your 9 to 5 job?
played some.
I'm curious.
At first, I worked in a mailroom at DeVry University, and
Okay.
then I was going to school. Like I had gone to school for 5 years, but then when the band started, I kind of dropped out.
Yeah.
Didn't finish, and I wasn't really very focused while I was there anyway.
Well, yeah.
So, but I finished my degree online. OSU
Okay.
had an online degree program, and so I graduated like in 2003.
Okay.
And after I graduated, I was able to kind of get a better job at DeVry doing
Yeah.
procurement stuff and just kind of so
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
So a far cry from, swinging with the hipsters and the,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
but
yeah.
it probably paid the bills better, I think,
Oh
probably.
yeah, it paid the well. I mean, when the band was at its peak, it was we were
Yeah.
very comfortable
Yeah.
money wise. So
I can imagine.
you know, and kind of after the band broke up, I was kind of like just working in a mailroom. I wasn't making as much money as I was when I was in the band, so it was like a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
But like I said, I went back to school, finished my schooling. My wife was like, "You got all this schooling already done. We're not going to
Might as
waste it.
well.
You're going to
Right.
finish." Yeah, she has driven me to do a lot of the things that have made my life better. So
That's
yeah,
good. It's always good when
yeah,
you've got that. You can tell when a good man and when a man has a good wife, because then he's able to accomplish his dreams.
yeah, yeah.
So
She's been
that's
very supportive, and I've tried to be supportive of her and all of her endeavors as well. So yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I
yeah,
have to say I lucked out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have my husband has literally taken everything I've even whispered as a dream and said, okay, let's do it.
That's cool.
I
That's
mean, I just
cool. Yeah.
randomly in passing said because he used to do a podcast.
Oh,
He
okay.
started ages ago. I guess during the pandemic, he started that up, and
Yeah.
I just kind of in passing said we should do that, you and I together, and he was like, you want to do a podcast, I'll get it. And so here we are. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I love that. I love that, you guys support each other. um
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
as I was doing research, I found something that was fascinating and that I just absolutely loved about you.
Okay.
Interviews with pets.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. I
Yeah.
love, is it Maisie?
Maisie, yes, yeah.
Oh,
She's our
she's
our freshest.
adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Thank
have to
you.
show
Thank you
you.
so much.
This is my version of Maisie. He's not nearly as limited or hindered as
Yeah,
Maisie,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
he is my ride or
Oh,
die. He has to be up here with me. You know,
I love animals so much. Yeah. I have the door shut, so like I can't cuz my cat Peach will be up on the computer like in my face. She'll hear me talking and she'll just be like, "I got to go see what's going on." And
yeah,
yeah.
I'm upstairs because if we're downstairs, the three of the dogs have this like bark off every time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yep.
like
Yep.
you hear the cat sneeze and it's and I thought I just
Oh
can't.
my gosh.
So
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
bring him up here with me, it kind of settles things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The dogs we have now, the set of dogs, we have a couple more
You have a
new
zoo.
animals since. Yeah, yeah.
You have
Our like
I mean, I've saw your videos. You have
we have a lot of animals, yeah. And the dogs we have now are much. They don't bark as much as stuff. Like if they hear something that sets them off, they'll bark like a short burst, and then they're done.
oh,
And it's mostly just Maisie that barks. The other two kind of
I
like don't make noises very much. So
I used to have the our like we have the outside monitoring system stuff.
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
and I had it set where if somebody came to the front door, the camera itself would whistle.
Oh my gosh.
Nightmare.
Yeah. No.
They would
Yeah.
hear it whistle and they would bark incessantly for forever. And it could be a bug that flew in front of the camera.
Yep.
Like, it didn't
Oh
matter.
man.
So I'm
Oh
like, okay,
man.
we're changing that. So it doesn't whistle
Yeah.
anymore. So
Yeah.
that kind of helped a lot. But
My dogs hear something at the front door and they all run to the front door, but they're all quiet. So like if it's somebody like a solicitor or something, then I open the door and there's my 150-pound Saint Bernard behind me trying to get out the door. They're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no,
So
we have yappers. They sound like they are big dogs, but
yeah,
I mean they act like they're big dogs. I should say
yeah,
that
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
sound like they're big dogs,
They
but
don't
they
sound like
act
that at
like they're
all.
big
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
But by golly, geez, they're a mess. Well, this is Leonardo. This is the other one.
Oh, he's precious
That's my
too.
husband Josh. He has the
Yeah.
most adorable underbite that you will ever see.
Oh,
It's
that's our Saint Bernard has an underbite,
precious. It
which
is.
is why he got returned from his first home.
Oh,
They
so
wanted to show him and breed him, and he had an underbite, and they're like, oh, he's not good enough, and so they just gave him back to the breeder, and so
so
yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to ask you, how did you acquire your zoo?
So it's again, my wife researches. She's always researching like animals she likes and she wants. And so she's always out there looking, like, well, what's available, what's out, who needs a home, basically,
Yeah.
because we have it in our heart to like help take in
Uh,
animals that need homes and stuff.
Yeah.
But our hairless cats we got because I'm allergic to hair,
To the
cats with
dander.
hair, and so is my daughter. My son really wanted a cat though, and so my wife told them, my son and my daughter, if you can find a hairless cat in the area that we can, that we can get, we'll go get it. And like 15 minutes later, they come back. They're like, we found this breeder. It's in Hillsboro. Blah blah blah. And my
Well,
wife went out there with the
here's what
kids.
I used
Yeah,
to tell my kids because my daughter wanted a hairless cat desperately, and I said, well, she went through several animals actually. The hairless
yeah,
cat was the last one she landed on, and I said, you do the research. I said, I need to know the pros. Sell it to me. I need to know the pros.
yeah.
I need to know the cons. I need to know how much it's going to cost to upkeep it. I need to know everything about it. And when she found out that hairless cats leave oily spots, that kind of grossed her out, and she was done with that. So I was like,
Oh, really?
okay,
Okay.
good. Relief.
They
I
are
didn't have to say
super
no to that one.
affectionate. They are super affectionate. They want
Yeah.
to be cuddled all the time.
I
So,
have a black cat, my first black cat, and he's the biggest jerk, but I love him. I
oh,
I adore him, but he
yeah,
is an absolute inappropriate. He's
yeah,
just
yeah. No,
awful.
that
He's
was,
awful. Yeah, and
yeah.
he's sweet to me and he loves me to pieces, but he will walk up and bite my husband in the leg. Just to play.
Our Yeah, our neighbor had this cat when we first moved into our new house, and I would always go out, and he would just climb up into he would let me hold him, carry him around and stuff. My neighbor's like, oh no, he's a total a hole at our house.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we cannot. He doesn't
Chases
let
the
any of us hold
dogs,
him. Yeah,
chases the dogs, wrestles with the dogs, scares
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Like as a 2 pound kitten, we found him. Like we found him. Actually, he's like a pound.
Oh
He was
wow.
thrown out. Somebody in my husband's work, and my husband worked
Yeah.
at a very busy intersection, and so my son and I went
Okay.
and rescued him. And he, as a little 1 pound kitten, was chasing the dogs around, and they were like yipping and scared and running.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
he
gosh.
likes to go
Yeah.
outside. If he doesn't get his outside time, he's very aggressive inside.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So we have to
That's
balance that
awesome.
one out.
That's awesome.
But okay, so you have the hairless cats, you have a hairless guinea pig, right?
Well, we don't have hairless. They both passed away.
Oh, I'm
All the guinea
sorry.
pigs we have passed away now. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. They live, 4 or 5 years, and they lived long lives. So
Yeah.
we had them for quite a while.
So
So
how did you wind up with Maisie?
she comes from this rescue agency called Road Dogs.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, our daughter got us following Road Dogs, and they're based out of LA. So we thought,
Oh
all
yeah.
their dogs are in LA. It's a safe follow. We're gonna see precious animals. We can't go to LA and get them. And then Maisie happened to be in Seattle.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
this one off dog they had in Seattle, and my wife's like, "That's not far. We can, And she put in an application, and she calls me. She's like, "I put an application with this road dog place. They're super big though. They probably won't take us. Blah blah blah." And like 15 minutes later, we get a voicemail. We want to interview you and make sure, see if blah blah. They had a super thorough like process with us too, vetting us to make sure we were going to be good owners.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
but yeah, so and the people that were fostering her in Seattle, their daughter lived in Portland. So they're like, "Oh, we can just come down for the weekend, drop Maisie off, and if
Oh
it
my goodness.
doesn't work out, we can take her home with us." And I'm like, it's going to work out. We're not
Yeah, yeah,
we're not going to send her back, but
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
the one thing I told my husband because he's not a cat guy. He really isn't.
yeah.
And my cat passed shortly after we got married. So
Okay.
I made the promise, no more cats. I can do that. That's fine. I have
Yeah.
dogs. I've got
Yeah.
a,
Yeah.
and then he saw the cat and I said, buddy. I said, if I get it, I'm keeping it. Like
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
no, we're not getting rid of it. So you better you better be really, really sure you want this cat.
Yep.
Now he's
Yep.
like, I should have never said anything. I should have
Yep.
that was
Yep.
sweet. He loves me. So
Yep.
yeah. So all of that being said, that kind of leads us into something that I always like to ask. Anne's Arbor kind of started um, to help the less fortunate and to help those that were in need and to help, it was a passion project of my heart because I was a single mom from
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And so it kind of started out of that. Well, as we're doing this podcast, we're kind of transitioning it into, okay, so now what is your passion? I'm assuming it might have something to do with animals. I may be off the mark there,
I
but
mean, that's one of my passions is, like we're always trying to, if we have room available, we'll
yeah.
rescue or rehome pets. There is a coffee shop in town, not too far from where I live, called Mutt's Coffee, and they roast their own beans, and a bunch of their proceeds go to helping, homeless animals and
Awesome.
shelters. They do a lot of promotion of no-kill shelters, or I mean, of kill shelters in the South and states like Alabama, Texas that are Oregon's a no-kill state, so we're getting dogs from other states all the time.
That's awesome. That's
Like
awesome.
our latest dog, Mia, that we have that isn't in the videos. She's a one-eyed husky. She came from Fresno. I know we have one eye per dog because Maisie has no eyes. Now he has two. Mia
I
has one
love
eye.
it.
So
I
yeah,
love it. I have Minnie
um,
Mae, who's our granny, and she's going blind. When you
yeah,
throw treats,
yeah.
they bounce off her head, and she's like,
That was
"What?"
my dog that I had for 14 and a half years, who died 2 years ago October. She was pretty much blind by the end of it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we're like, we
afraid.
know how to take care of a blind dog. We
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
We've babysat a friend of mine's dog is the same in the same condition, just
Yeah,
incredibly
yeah.
blind, and so we've
Yeah.
watched her several times, and I'm like, I could see it coming, Minnie. I could see it the glassy eye, and I'm like,
Yep,
no.
yep, yeah,
But
yeah.
so you would say, what are you if you wanted to share an organization that you were like, hey, everybody, I want you to come and support this, what would that be?
Well, that's, I mean, for me,
Coffee, much coffee.
yeah, it's Mutt's Coffee in Beaverton, Oregon.
All right.
They have it's not a very big place, but
Okay.
like I said, their coffee is really good. The guy roasts all the beans there. It's
Mhm.
like a husband and wife that kind of bought it, and her
Now,
passion is
can they have like a
rescues and
donate
stuff.
button where
I
it's
don't
on
know
there?
if they have a donate button or not.
Okay.
They have an Instagram. I should have done more research and been
That's
like,
quite all right.
here's all their stuff. You can find them on Instagram,
Yeah.
Mutt's Coffee.
Perfect. Perfect.
And
Just if somebody watching happens, I mean, I don't have a huge
Oregon
subscriber list.
following.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a huge list, period.
Oh,
Like,
that's okay.
but this is more just for fun, for
Yeah,
my
yeah.
entertainment purposes, I think, so
No,
that I
that's
don't
fine. That's
aggravate
fine.
the snot out of my husband and be like, hey, let's go do this. And he's like, here, here, get a hobby other than crochet. So
But you've gotten like, it seems like you've gotten some big people.
I
Like you
know.
got the guy from Blind Melon. I was
Yes.
like, what the? Okay.
That was a shocker to me. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was giddy excited when that but you and him have been my two most my the ones that I got the most excited about.
Oh, okay.
I see here's
I
the
was gonna
thing.
say I'm not the biggest.
No.
Far
Well, to me you
from.
are. To me you
I
are.
feel like I'm the smallest that if I looked at your list of people, I'd be like,
Oh,
I don't know how I'm
no.
going to compete with all of them,
In
but
my
whatever.
world though, you were the biggest excitement for me because I had just happened to mention, I don't know, my husband loves music.
Okay.
He knows more music. He's forgotten more music than I've ever even
Yeah, yeah,
probably knew. So
yeah.
he I guess I'd mentioned to him in passing at some point in our dating and during our marriage about the devil is bad and the W's and they're so awesome and I love this music and blah 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 and it was probably just something in passing, and I
Yeah, yeah.
probably was a five
And he
minute
had no idea who
conversation.
we were.
Right. He had no idea who they
Yeah.
were, so I had to play the music, and so we played the music, and he was like, "Okay." I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"They're awesome, but
We're an
they're
acquired
awesome."
taste.
Right?
We were an acquired taste. Yeah.
So, so then, well, you should hear some of his music. Anyway, we just,
Okay.
but when he mentioned that he had gotten you for the podcast, I was like, oh, I didn't even know you remembered. Like that was so huge that for me
That's
anyway.
yeah. If he didn't even know who the W's were, and then he found me somehow, that's kind of
Yes,
he
he.
was doing some research for you
I know he
because if he
loves
didn't
me.
know who we were, like yeah, it's not like he just remembered my name for some reason.
Right.
He had to
He
have been
does. He loves
researching the
me just a
band.
little, just a
Yeah,
little. But
that's a good
he's
husband.
super. Hey, he is super spoiled. So
Oh,
don't let him
okay,
tell you
okay,
any different. So
okay.
he's right now. He is attempting to get his comedy on at Levity Live. So
Oh, okay.
um,
Is he does stand up or he's watching
he
you?
is. He's trying to break
Oh,
into the
okay.
stand-up world. So
Cool, cool.
he's a pretty funny guy. I laugh
Yeah.
at him, but he says,
I love comedy. I like, I just like making people laugh and stuff. Like I said, I just want to be silly and kind of,
he,
a lot of times in my life, I find myself being the clown to kind of try and make other people laugh. I don't care if it makes a fool out of me. I'll do it if someone else is going to laugh at
yeah.
it. So,
I'm
yeah.
just the queen of awkward. Like I am the
Oh,
queen
I'm
of
super
awkward
awkward.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like I'll never forget. And I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but
That's okay.
I had gotten I
It's
had
just you and me. No
right.
one's going to watch this.
I had
Yeah.
just gotten a trailer, like renting a trailer. It was the whole situation was just a God setup, but that's a long story. But I was so excited. I happened to go to the church with the gal that ran the trailer park, and I was so excited
Okay.
about everything that had happened because somebody else had it, and then they had it on hold, and they had so many days to respond and pay money, and if they didn't pay money, they weren't going to get the trailer, and it was the only one available, and all of that mess. So it's down to the wire. I'm literally like in the parking lot going, please, 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 please. And she tells me to meet her at the trailer because he didn't turn in the money. And so I get there and I
Yeah.
give her this big hug and I'm going to kiss her on the cheek and she turns her head and I kiss her right in the lips. And I'm like, okay, well, we're doing this. I guess we're really
Wow.
close now.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I mean, what do? You just the queen of awkward, the queen of awkward right
That's
here. Yeah.
yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good story.
Yeah. A friend of mine said Annie wears weird well, and I said I like that quote. I'm gonna
That is
keep
a good
that.
quote. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep that quote. You know,
You fit in Portland.
hey, right? I'm memorable if nothing else. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So, well, I don't want to keep you. I know that you had to scarf down your supper and all of that good stuff, but I so appreciate you talking to me, and
Yeah,
I
of course.
have still loved your music, still.
Well, if you ever have
So
questions, that you still want to ask that you didn't get a chance to, just email me or whatever,
I will
I will
absolutely. We may
I
have
will
to do this
gladly answer
again. We
them.
may have to do round two because I do have
Yeah, sure,
questions
if you
about your
want.
second album. Because I actually didn't know that you had a second album until I was
Oh,
doing my
okay.
research. And so I was listening to it and I thought, oh, I really like the first one better.
That's the way I feel too. I feel that way too.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad then.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
No,
do
no.
I mention that? Do I not?
Second one was really we got in our heads too much and we tried to like overcomplicate things and
Yeah.
to try and be like, I don't know, to be fancy and
Yeah.
complicated, and it didn't. I didn't enjoy. There's some songs I like, but some of them were just
Yeah.
like, this is too much. I
Yeah.
don't like this.
I
It's
think
hard to
when
play. It's
you I think when you lose the simplicity of it, just let's have fun,
yeah,
it
yeah.
it changes things. You know,
I'm a
it
big
just
proponent of the keep it simple, stupid Kiss. Yeah,
love it. Love it,
yeah,
love it, love it,
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I absolutely love that.
cool.
Well, like I said, I don't want to keep you and I'm super excited. Mutt's
Mutt's coffee.
Coffee in
Yeah.
Beaverton, Oregon.
Yep. Yep.
So Oregon is an interesting place. That's one state that we haven't seen yet. So we may have to make a trip
Oh,
up there
okay.
and swing by.
Very green. Well, very green west of the Cascades. East of the Cascades, it's all like it's desert country and high
Uh,
plains and stuff, and it's
yeah.
beautiful in its own way. So both halves of the states are very beautiful, I think. But yeah,
Both halves.
yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. All right. Well, I will talk to you later. Thank you so very
Okay.
much.
Yeah, no problem. Bye.
Bye.